2, 3. Welcome back to the Addicted Podcast. This is episode 105. We have officially made it into year 3. You guys excited? I am actually way more excited than I was last week. I don't know if you guys can tell from my energy, but I feel a lot better. I I know that the winter months make me. Damn, I'm still a little sick. The winter months make me extraordinarily sick, and not necessarily sick in bad ways, but also sick in. It's all bad ways. Sick is bad. Sick. No. It makes me depressed. The cold months make me depressed. I'm not gonna lie. As soon as it starts getting cold outside, I don't want to breathe oxygen anymore. But that's just something I have to get through, and I get through it every year, and I will continue to get through it for the rest of my life until I move out of this climate and I'm happier for the rest of my life. But other than that, let's get on to the real point of today's episode. The real point of today's episode is to announce that the streams are back. I'm streaming on Wrath of Lazarus, or it's Wrath _of_ Lazarus at twitch.tv, because someone has my name and doesn't do anything with it. Typical content creators. They try something and then they quit. Which, I mean, I can't say I haven't done multiple times. I've gone through 3 iterations of, or phases of, content creation titles, names that I go by, and none of them have seemed to work. And then I realized that there's one key component that I have been leaving out for all of those phases, or 2 key components that I've been leaving out for all of those phases. One was consistency. I'm used to do YouTube, and I would just do it willy-nilly, hoping that one day one of the videos was like, bam, shock and awe, everyone catches attention to it. But that's really not the climate I was in, or we were in, for YouTube when I started YouTube. It might have worked when YouTube first started, and then I continued to have consistency after that, right? But you can't have the mindset of, I'm just going to make these whenever and then it'll blow up whenever. Sometimes that works, but like, think about it. It's like dating. The less you try to talk to somebody and work things out and like work on things, the more shots you miss. And that is something that's very key with consistency I was missing. Now I'm gonna try to actually like lock into this shit, because art is all I've ever known, and it's all I've ever loved. From writing poetry in elementary school to drawing in middle school, painting in high school, uh, shit after after high school, I really thought my art form was automotive. Like, I transitioned my mindset into believing that art in the form of making YouTube. Well, I did a little bit of YouTube in high school too, but like, I transitioned my idea of what art was into a lot of different forms, and like the beauty of the art of fixing things. And to be honest, I do love fixing things, but that's like not the art I was here for. I'm here to entertain people and create things, not fix things that are already broken. Unfortunately, I can fix a lot of things that are already broken, but it's not what I was here for. If I was here for it, I would feel that passion and that love for it and that drive to do it every day. But there's nothing that I love more than entertaining people and creating content in any form I can. Hence why the streams are back. And the streams aren't going to go away, because I have realized the discipline and the dedication it takes to things I actually am passionate about and I love. Like, I'm just going to be 100% honest with everyone who's listening to this, because that's what this podcast is vulnerability and admitting our problems or flaws. I made the same mistake. Um, allow me to think about it. I made the same mistake not one time, not two times, not three times, but four times. I made the same mistake four times. And I don't, if any of these specific people happen to hear this, this isn't me trying to be rude to you by any means. Like, I'm not, there's no shade in it. I understand I have a part in that mistake because the mistake is mine, and the regret in the end is mine because I I wish I could have focused on what I like truly cared about more in those times. But that mistake I made four times was I gave up my vision of what my future could be. I gave up my passion in what I love more than anything for women. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. 9 years of my life, I was on and off with a girl who absolutely hated anything to do with fame, content creation, the spotlight, entertaining people. Like, that wasn't her thing. And all I wanted to do was the opposite. Uh, and that's on me. I felt comfortable. I fell for I fell for that like mentality of, oh, I can give up my passions and my dreams to keep a safe future, a comfortable future. And and to be honest, I also don't really care that deeply about specific comfortabilities. I do care deeply that I'm comfortable. I feel very blessed for the situation I'm in. I'm comfortable in certain things that I do need, but in the sense of the comfortability of needing a companion, needing a duo. I think I talked about that last week or a couple weeks ago. Like, I always had this vision that I needed the duo. Um, whether that was my partner for life or my partner to make this stuff with. And I kind of came to the realization that none of that really matters because at the end of the day, like, I want everyone to be happy. Why am I creating this suffering inside me to appease other people's discomforts or uh, unhappiness or to make them happy? Whatever. You know what I mean? And like, the clarity came to me of realizing I made that same mistake. I got into a relationship that I thought they wanted me, and they told me that like they loved all these goals I had, but 2 3 months in, they're like, I don't really care for it. Or the first instance I mentioned of like the 9 year thing of like, that was my first major relationship. So to me, I was weak. I was naive. I was very comfortable with the person wanting me. So I wanted them to want me more than anything. Um, and then the second time, I hadn't had that comfortability in a while. So I was like, shit, am I willing to sacrifice the vision I had, the future I had in my head for this good comfortability again? And I mean, as I said, I made the same mistake four times. I don't need to go through every example, but I realized that giving up on those goals to appease other people in reality is giving up on myself, and I'm not cool with that. I've never gave up on myself in my life. I've been very depressed and sad. Sure, I've had lots of downfall, trauma, things that people couldn't imagine. I like, I've gone through some crazy things. I can count I can't count on both hands how many times I should have not been alive, but I'm still here. And that's not like shouldn't have been alive in some like pity pleasing way of like, oh my god, he almost killed himself. Like, no. I mean, like situations I've put myself in because I thought that was cool, or I thought that was fun, or I thought that's what someone else wanted to watch me do, whether I wanted to impress someone. Like, I cannot count on both hands and both feet how many times I should not have lived or survived things that I've gone through. And that's not and that doesn't add in the depression or any of that other shit. So at the end of the day, like, I never gave up on myself. I never will. I don't know why I gave up on the things I cared about so much, because there are also instances where I gave up on those relationships, those girls, those people, or whatever, like that I could have harnessed more passion and discipline into giving them. Because there's lots, like I said, there's 4 times I made that mistake, but there's at least twice as many times where I've made the mistake of they didn't care what I did professionally, like if I did this or that or automotive or whatever, they like that didn't matter to them at all. But I fumbled in other ways of keeping that relationship alive. I don't know. I feel like I just went on a whole rant that was supposed to hit to a full circle of something, and I don't remember what that full circle is. But I hope you guys just understand that I I never gave up on myself, and I'm never going to. Um, I am going to continue to make every art form I love. Everything that draws my heart towards it, I am going to continue that art. Whether it's back to painting, whether it's back to gaming. One second. Music, the podcast, anything. If my heart's drawn towards it and I see a purpose for it, I'm going to do it. Every fucking time. Every fucking time. So, I don't know what this 12-minute rant's been about other than to say thank you for the people who have supported me in all of this, because this is not an easy thing to do. People think that that content creators just, they make one TikTok and then bam, you're a fucking millionaire. That's not how it works. Check yourself with fucking reality. It's like any other job. You have to put in 10,000 hours before anyone recognizes you. And I want you to, like, if you don't already recognize it, I want you to recognize that I like I don't care about the hate. I don't care about none of that. This is something I care about, and I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to put my 10,000 hours in until this is my career, because I don't want anything else. I will never want anything else. And that's just that. Damn, I needed that. I was going to read this Am I the Asshole? Now I'm just my mind is clearer than it's ever been. So maybe I just had to get all that off my chest. Damn, that felt cathartic and good. Do me a favor. If you made it 14 minutes into this podcast and you're hearing this moment, uh, whoever you know in your life who makes something, whether it's they 3D print something or they write poetry, they paint something, whatever it is, make bongs. I don't care what it is. Bong, as in you smoke out of it, not the BOMB word. We're not talking about that. But whatever their thing is, just reach out to them and tell them that you appreciate that they have that. Show love for people's art form. If you have a friend who is making music, reach out to them and say, hey, like, regardless of you knowing my opinion on music and it's not necessarily my style or whatever, you don't have to say it like this. Say it in your own words, but like, tell people that you appreciate their art. It it means a lot. In the last week of streaming, because I said the streams are back. The streams are back. I don't know if I told you that. In the last week of streaming, I've had more people uplift and support and appreciate that I'm on Twitch to do something that they appreciate watching. I've felt more love in that art form than 29 years of art combined. And that's not to put down anyone who's supported me in the past. That's not to like say anything bad about that. It 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 is to just really explain and amplify how good it felt this week. There were so many people hopping in chat and just saying really kind things about what's going on. And I did lose that for a minute. Like, I forgot how open people are. I lost sight of the positivity in humanity for a long time. And that's all I've ever wanted to support and put out there. I know I've put a lot of hate out in the world, and I know I can never be void of that, because what I did, I did. What I've done, I've done. What has happened can't be erased. But I just want it to be known that I am working on the positivity now. I realized that that's all I wanted in the beginning. The love is all I wanted in the beginning. That's all I want to give. And yeah, that's why I wanted to be an artist, because it's giving back to people who are not in good times. Yeah. So, thank you guys so much for every single moment, second that you listen to the podcast. Thank you. It genuinely means the world to me that anyone acknowledges the art that I put out there. Like I said, I've been through many forms of it, and everything means something. So thank you. I I hope you all had a lovely Christmas and a great holiday season. Whatever, I just hope you had a good holiday, whatever it is. I hope you had a good holiday. I hope you got everything you wanted, and I hope that everyone around you is uplifted and, I don't know, uplifted and motivated by you and your goals. All right, I'm gonna weird. I'm gonna weird. I'm gonna read this. Am I the asshole? And we're gonna move on from all that, because 19 minutes of Jake philosophical conversation is too much for me. Emotional stuff. Damn. Am I the asshole for telling my mom? Am I the asshole for telling my mom she can't take my daughter to her house anymore? So I, 25 male, have a 2-year-old daughter, and ever since she was born, my mom has been coming to my place every Sunday to visit her. She still works 6 days a week, and Sundays just work best for everyone. When my daughter turned 1.5, my mom started taking her back to her house for a couple of hours so we can clean and run errands. It was ultimately her idea, but blessed, uh, blessed because it was a big help. My mom always picks her up at 10 a.m. and says she will bring her back at 3 p.m. or if there is a time we want her back. Ever since my mom started taking my mom, I think they they goofed. They goofed. I love to find a goof. They typoed. Ever since my mom started taking my mom. Ever since my mom started taking my daughter, uh, has always been late to bring my daughter back. It's always an hour or an hour and a half late. My mom isn't a big fan of her showing up late because if we have plans, then it messes them up. This past Sunday, my mom was supposed to return my daughter at 3 p.m. and from there go to my father-in-law so he can spend time with my daughter before he leaves for Christmas. She didn't bring my daughter back until almost 4:30. Oh my gosh. And blamed my daughter for being late. Okay. Okay. No, that we're not gonna no. No, no, that's not what we're gonna do here. You're not gonna take the daughter and then blame the daughter. We're not gonna have any of that here. Grow the fuck up. You are the adult in the situation, and if you are picking up a child, you are responsible for said child. You're not blaming them for you being late. God damn, I cannot stand people like that. Unless this daughter broke her arm, there's no reason. Like, broke her arm all on her own and had to go to the hospital. I can't think of a single way the daughter is to blame for being late. And of course, set our plans back. I told my mom, nice and calm, that she can't take my daughter to her place because she is always late. But you can stay and come visit her at my house. She said, oh my God, you and your wife can screw off. Whoa! Hold up. Hold up. You and your wife can screw off? Okay. I appreciated the help while it lasted. Goodbye. 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 We're not doing that here. You're not going to hit me with the, oh my God, you and your wife can screw off after you done fucked up. Not one, not two, but multiple times. Grow up. This lady can't take accountability for her own actions of getting the daughter there late. On top of, she can't take accountability of it happening multiple times. She's a grown-ass woman. She's a grown-ass woman. Take the child away from this grown-ass woman. She doesn't allow. She isn't allowed. The mom and the dad should be the only one. Also, that's a hot take for me. Actually, fuck this. Am I the asshole? I have a hot take. Hot take. Nobody should be taking care of anyone else's kids ever. Sorry if that's crazy. I don't think babysitters should be a thing. I think if someone has a kid, they should be able to take care of said kid. Whether that means the government needs to figure out how to financially support that, or whether people need to start having less kids when they can't afford to take that time to spend with their kids. Whatever it is, it's a stay-at-home mom with her kid, stay-at-home dad with her kid. I don't think we should be letting other people handle our kids for longer than 2 or 3 hours at a time, and I don't necessarily think a parent shouldn't be supervising that person. But that's just me. Yeah. The mom in this situation can go take care of her own business. I don't think anyone is, or I don't think they are the asshole for telling the mom that she can't take their. Also, at the very, okay. So here's the other thing. Months ago, if we were doing this, am I the asshole? I would have just said, no, you're not the asshole for telling your mom they can't take your daughter because blanket statement, it's your daughter. But I wanted to read the whole story out because sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I read the title and it doesn't even make sense to the story. But no, it's your daughter. If you don't want your mom to take care of her, you can tell her that. You can tell her, no, you're not watching my kid no more. I am sorry, but you done fucked up a one, a two, a three, a too many a times. I can't take it anymore. Jesus Christ, people need to speak up for themselves. The first time she fucked up and got it late, you should have been like, hey, next time you're not taking my daughter to your house unless you can be here on time. And then if she's late the second time, sucks to suck. You're coming to see my kid or you're not taking my kid to your house. People think I'm crazy. If you think I'm crazy, at least I think people think I'm crazy. Maybe I am crazy for thinking that people think I'm crazy, and maybe that's a whole paradox of paranoia and craziness inside my brain. But I don't think people should be allowed to just keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. Figure it the fuck out. And that's a perfect full circle. That's actually a perfect full circle to the beginning of the episode where I mentioned I made the same mistake over and over and over again. Like, I'm not happy with myself. If I could look at myself and have seen those things, I would have wanted to whip myself into shape. So, like, there is the accountability in that of, I don't, like, how many, like, what's the number of chances people get? For me, I played by baseball rules, 3 strikes and you're out. But there is a time and a place to give person a 4th chance if they earned it. And there's a time where people don't even deserve the 2nd chance if they earned to not even get the 2nd chance. And I guess it does come down to each individual person. Maybe they are the asshole in their head for saying that because they thought they should just let their mom get away with whatever their mom gets away with all the time. But personally, I don't think this person's the asshole because it's their kid. And at the end of the day, if the mom's making them late to plans repeatedly over their kid, and then the mom wants to blame the kid, pardon me, and the mom wants to blame the kid, then no, I don't think you're the asshole for telling her she can't take your daughter anymore. It's your fucking daughter. Man, that am I the asshole actually got me heated. I haven't been heated over an am I the asshole in a minute, I feel like. Am I the asshole for wanting to bring in a neighbor's package? What does that mean? That's suspicious and creepy. I'm just gonna say don't, unless it's your family or your personal best friend. I wouldn't be touching anyone's packages. Let's just say that. Don't touch anyone's package unless they ask you to. I think that's easy. Damn, I feel like I expelled a lot of energy on that one. So I'm gonna call it. And I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. Check out Level 99 Music. They made the intro and the outro to this episode. 2 really great guys. One of those 2 really great guys is me. The other great guy is one of the guys who co-hosted the podcast a while ago, Marcel. But he doesn't do this form as much as I do. To him, this feels like a job, and that's okay. To me, this feels like therapy, and I'll continue to do this. I'm going to continue to do a podcast until I die, I feel like, because this is therapy to me. I could care less. I couldn't care less where it goes. I need to let this out sometimes. So I just appreciate anyone who listens to it. Thank you. Man, my brain is emotionally and physically drained. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Addicted Podcast. And happy holidays. Happy New Year. I love you so much. From Laz, don't let anyone or anything stop you from what you're passionate about and what you're driven to do. I love you. Till the end of time, I love you. Laz out. Until next week. That isn't until the end of time. Laz is only out until next week. I'll be back next week. Yeah. Cut it. Editor, cut it. I love you. Peace. No gang signs. We're not doing that. Peace out.